Are you in your 60s or 70s looking at pictures of the Himalayas and wondering, will I ever get a chance to go here? Then this video is for you. Because over the past few years, we've seen so many seniors start their trekking journeys well into their 60s, and they have done beautifully on treks, and for them there's no looking back because trekking has become a part of their lives. So this video is to encourage seniors to step into the outdoors, and that is why we're choosing some of the best treks that would be suited to seniors, which will not test your lungs too much or your knees and has easy exits, but it will give you a very nice taste of the adventure and the rewards of a great trek. So that's the list I've put together. Not too many treks, just around 6 treks is what I've put together, but they're all a good place to get started. So let's take a look at the list. I'm Swathi from Indiahikes and you're watching Trek with Swathi. I'll start with the easiest of them all, and that is the Chhattisgarh jungle trek. Now, why am I suggesting this trek? A couple of reasons. This trek is very easy on the legs. There is some mild section which might test your endurance and your physical capabilities, but that's only a little bit. These are some of the most beautiful forests of central India. You're going to be trekking in evergreen sal forests, and it is not a very dense, untamed forest. It's a beautiful, wide forest that you can see through for long distances. And not just that, you also see some very, very old and ancient caves on this particular trek. But the highlight for almost everybody is this beautiful river walk in the Gopat River. You're not crossing the river, you're not walking alongside the river, you're walking in the river along the length of the river. And that brings out the child in everybody. So this is one of my top recommendations for seniors who are above 58. It's a very nice way to test the waters, get a taste of adventure, and see if this kind of trekking is for you. My next recommendation is another trek in the same vicinity, and that is in Madhya Pradesh. I'm talking about the Pench Tiger Trail. Now this is also a 4-day trek, but I would say it's a little more adventurous than the Chhattisgarh jungle trek because the forests here are a lot more untamed, they're a little more wild, there is a lot more biodiversity, and you know what, everybody does a safari in these kind of tiger reserves, but here you're walking on your own 2 legs for 4 days inside the tiger reserve. I'll admit we are in the buffer zone, but still that kind of thrill of walking in the tiger reserve is something else. Having said that, this is also a very nice way to experience those forests. There's a river walk here as well in the Bavantadi River. There are some very pretty campsites. So this is also a trek that kind of gives you a taste of adventure, yet does not test you in terms of your stamina or endurance too much. It's a very nice starting point for any senior. So this would be my second recommendation. Coming to my next recommendations, the next 4 are going to be Himalayan treks, but keep in mind I've chosen these 4 treks knowing about the exit points on these treks. On any of these treks, if you feel like you cannot proceed and go ahead, exit is very easy. Or in case you have a small injury or anything, emergency evacuation is also easy. When I say easy, I mean by Himalayan standards. It will still take a few hours. There is no road access, but still you can get out of the trail in around 3-4 hours from any point in the trail. So having said that, let's move on to my recommendations. My first one in the Himalayas, which is my evergreen recommendation, is the Dayara Bugyal trek. Now, no matter how old you are, whether you're a child, you're a beginner, you're 60, 70, Dayara would be my go-to recommendation, purely because for a Himalayan trek, it gives you all the rewards of the Himalayas, the vegetation, the grasslands, the big mountains that you see, minus the efforts that are actually required to see it. So this is one of the primary reasons why we had our special seniors, the very first group of special seniors trek also on the Dayara Bugyal trek, and I must say all those people who were in that first group are hooked to trekking after that because it gave them a taste of adventure, it gave them that feeling of being on top of a summit and seeing the Himalayas up close. That's what Dayara Bugyal does to you. You go in any season and you will come out loving it. Whether it's your first trek, whether it's your 10th trek, there's no doubt about it. So Dayara would be my first recommendation. Next on my Himalayan trek recommendation is the Bedni Bugyal trek. Now this trek is for your heart and soul because it's incredibly beautiful. You have the best meadows of our country in Ali Bugyal, Bedni Bugyal, and rising out of these meadows is Mount Trishul, Mount Nanda Ghumti, Mount Chakhamba. You see all of them up close, and it's very rare to see them so close to you without putting in a lot of effort. Having said that, this is slightly tougher than Dayara Bugyal. So if you're looking to level up after doing Dayara Bugyal by a notch, then Ali Bedni Bugyal is your go-to trek. It is not that difficult in the sense you're going to be trekking for around 4-5 kilometers, max 6 kilometers in a day. There are some ascents and descents, and I would actually recommend doing this in spring, summer, and especially autumn. These would be the best seasons to do it if you're going there as a senior. It is a lot more friendly without snow. So Ali Bedni Bugyal, definitely a trek for your heart, for your eyes also, and I would highly recommend it for any senior. My next recommendation is in the vicinity of Ali Bedni Bugyal. In fact, it starts from the same base camp, that's Lohajang, and that is the Brahmatal trek. Now, Brahmatal has a lot of mythological stories related to it. You'll hear it in the name itself, Brahmatal. You'll see 2 lovely lakes on the trek, and you have a very nice vantage point from where again you see Mount Trishul, Mount Nanda Ghumti. You see a huge range of mountains up close. That is also a very rare experience for very little effort that you put in. I would categorize this in the similar difficulty level as Ali Bedni Bugyal, and this too I would recommend doing in a non-winter season. If you're a senior trekking for the first time, do it in spring. Spring has rhododendrons on the Brahmatal trek especially. These forests come alive with blooming rhododendrons in March and April, so I highly recommend that for seniors. And then I would recommend summer and also the autumn season, because that's when you see the big mountains in their entire profile. It's a very beautiful experience. So Brahmatal would be next on my list for seniors. Final trek on my list is perhaps the toughest of all of the recommendations I have here, and that is the Kuari Pass trek. Kuari Pass is a very old, very well-known trail with a lot of historical stories associated with it, also called the Lord Curzon Trail because a huge section of it falls under that. But Kuari Pass I would recommend because it has a whole lot of variety, lots of elements going on, and very beautiful each one of them. Like the forests are very, very beautiful, the oak forests. Then you have meadows as well at Gorsum Bugyal, and then you have big mountains. You see Nanda Devi, which is India's highest inland peak. You also see Dronagiri very close to you right from our base camp. And so the mountain views are also very, very beautiful. And finally, you get that high by going and climbing to Kuari Pass, which is a high point around 12,500 feet. So it has everything going on, but it's a bit tougher than almost all the other treks. So you need to prepare for a month and a half and ensure you're fit enough to go on this particular trek. So this would be my list of recommendations for seniors. Does it mean you can't do other treks? Not at all. I'm recommending these as a starting point for almost anyone, or if you've done one trek, maybe these are your next treks to explore. There are lots of other treks, and if you have fitness and good health on your side, please be our guest and do all of the treks. We'd be very happy to host any seniors on our treks, because we've seen that seniors who come on our treks, they inspire so many generations of people. They all want to be like that senior when they see them. When I see a senior who's above 60, 70, I think, wow, if I'm trekking when I'm 60, that is life, it's sorted. So we hope you come and join us, because we believe everyone must trek. It can cause a huge change in your life at any point in time. So this is the list I would recommend. If you have any questions, please drop in a comment below, or if you'd like to talk to us in person, get some personal guidance, we have a team of trek advisors who will be able to help you. You'll find a form in the description below that you can fill up, and we will call you back ourselves. But that's all from me today. We'll be back with more soon. I'm Swathi from Indiahikes, and you're watching Trek with Swathi.